Hey folks, I'm talking today about the right hand being so loud, often with the cymbals I find. Um, we can easily kill the cymbals, and that's cool, and it works for a lot of music and a lot of how you might feel with certain music. But it's also, I think, another side of playing and of groove feel, especially to be able to use your dexterity of your strong limb to bring the volume down to the cymbals, because it's treble and our ears hear those frequencies really well. So if you're really coloring your picture too bright, I think you lose the shadows. You lose the bass, you lose the subtlety between the ghosts. That's kind of a sin, I think, to lose the ghost notes in groove music. Because there's just too much overbearing hats happening. So when we start off on drums, a lot of the time you hear the right hand that everyone's got. And then eventually you just, I think, or should look to develop a quieter approach. One thing that really help with that is if you're ready, to hold the stick in a different way so you're not just overbearing. I find this really works with the right hand. For example, instead of holding it in the traditional way, you've got the hilt of the stick. I actually hold it like this quite often now. So the support is coming from the ring finger, and I'm just able to play in this nice and light motion, relaxed back here. I've got a lot of length of the stick now in my favor, and it's just light. The stick is just happy to bounce along like that, So that's a real help for playing more quietly. So again, why are we playing quietly? Because we want to hear that the melody and the dialogue between the kick and the snare, which goes way, way, way back. Those two voices, at least 100 years, more even in Europe if you're talking about the tradition of bass drums and snare drums. So I really want to honor that the relationship that those guys have as principal voices in a lot of the music that we're familiar with. So the way to do that is, again, to bring the volume down on your cymbals. Test of how to approach that is to actually bring your right hand right out of it. So you can do a check-in on the volume of your ghosts, of your roughs. And when you bring that hat back in, it serves as a through line in the groove music, because we play eighth notes a lot, so it's really easy to just to drive any groove with an eighth note. But again, the feel changes and weakens, in my opinion, a lot of the time when it's too loud. So you should match your ghosts, or it's a great ability to have, to match your ghosts to the same level as your hi-hat dynamically. Hitting the hats here. You can see I'm just moving the wrist just a little bit, but I'm also engaging the both cymbals on the hats. I'm never using just the tip of the stick on the hi-hat, because it produces a thin, bright sound which I just can't stand. This will produce the treble, the brightest sound that it can give you. So why add treble to treble? It just makes everything brighter sounding. On the ride, I'll do a mute with the thumb. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll put the tip of my right thumb on the cymbal, and I'll just I'll use the tip of the stick here, just for a little more control. It's kind of a weird technique, but it involves this pushing down, and the index is on top of the stick as well. It's a really intimate, kind of a cool grip, but this, you'll find if you try this out, is the weird part, and you have to get used to it, and obviously you have to want this as well, So why would you ever want this? If you're not playing with earplugs and you're in a really quiet setting, then I've found over the years that the tip of the stick on the ride it's only one sound, don't want so much wash, but you can't get away from it, and you certainly don't want to go to plastics or brushes. You still want to play with the tip with a drumstick. Then a thumb mute, it just controls that wash a little bit better. no thumb. So it's a subtle thing, but we're talking about subtleties here today. So the strategy again for today is don't hit the cymbals any harder than they really need to. Get the drums to speak instead, you know. So light your colors, light the contrast from the bottom, you know, with the darkness and with the shadows first, and make that the focus, because the brightness is really easy to add in, you know, especially with a cymbal. So it's really worth checking out. Like when you hit a cymbal, it's you know, everyone can waste a cymbal, and it's really important to be able to hit a cymbal really hard for certain kinds of music, and depending on the attitude of the music in the moment. But if it's really quiet, then a cymbal is going to cut anyway. You know, a lot of engineers won't even use overheads for cymbals. You know, because they know that the mics are going to the mics on the toms are going to pick up the cymbals, and the cymbals are going to just be heard in a room anyway. So you could hit a cymbal like you're giving a kid a high five. You know, you touch the cymbal like, ah, yeah, nice and easy. You don't hit the thing, so you get. So it really doesn't take much to engage a cymbal, and that means, I think, to hear the bottom of the cymbal really speak and emerge and be heard, you know, and open up. Anyway, so that's where I'm at with some groove philosophy for you.